The holiday. Yes.
Passover Seder is a traditional dinner at which the story of Passover is told. The reason that it's called Passover is because the Pharaoh really didn't want to let the Israelites escape, and it took acts of God, including killing of the firstborn children, to convince the Pharaoh that he really ought to give in to God's will and let the Israelites go and be free people again.
Okay, it is time now to explain the symbols on the Passover plate. Should be careful. And point to each of the relative symbols. Here is the roasted shank bone. Very tasty looking. The shank bone, of course, is from the Paschal lamb, which they used to...
There's symbols of rebirth and rejuvenation, of having the temples be re-erected, and also having the Jews escape from Egypt and come back and live in the land of Canaan. These are all symbolic things that are on a Passover plate. The haroset, which is kind of a, it's almost like a, it's symbolic of the mortar that the Israelites used when they were building the pyramids. I mean, it's the mortar that they put between the giant stones that they were forced to haul up to build the pyramids. Bitter herb that symbolizes the tears and the tough times that the Israelites had when they were slaves in Egypt. The Jews had to leave Egypt so quickly that they didn't have time to let their bread rise, so they just put it out on a rock and it turned into matzah, and they ran off into the desert, and that's what they ate. I'm the leader of the seder, which is I'm the person that tells the story of the Jews leaving Egypt. And also, as our children get older and we have different interests and different things are changing in the world, it's often very interesting to actually take this story and try and make it into an allegory for some modern events.
Struggle for civil rights that is currently taking place in the state of New York. The fight for same-sex couples to obtain a civil marriage under New York law and to obtain the full legal rights and responsibilities that are accorded to heterosexual couples through civil marriage. In New York State in 2008, the institution of marriage is defined in too narrow a way. It does not...
The seders that I went to when I was a child were very different. The leader was always some ancient uncle or grandparent who would pray in Hebrew for hours and hours and hours. And I was one of the children that would sit down at the end of a table with a huge collection of people and just sort of be bored for hours and hours and hours until we got to the Seder meal. Our Seders are a little bit more, first of all, they're more in English. They also discuss more and use the Seder story as an allegory for more modern events. We maintain lots of some of the traditional Hebrew, and actually one of the things that I'm a little sad about is that those seders of my childhood had lots and lots of singing because they went on forever and ever and ever, and so I'm a little sad that not all of the songs are familiar to everybody who comes to the seders these days, and not everybody reads Hebrew well enough to keep those songs going. But it's still a wonderful family thing which involves lots of ritual and also lots of discussion.
Let my people go, if not I'll smite your firstborn dead. Let my people go.